source of love that radiates. Warming up our cold night, support and comfort, support and comfort. Cascades flow down the mountain, calling the children of earth with love in their heart, with love in their hearts. My soul never loses hope, because your love always teaches me the solution lies in hard work. The solution lies in hard work. For my Lord is offering a harvest of wonderful blessings. Make you, small son, a good Christian. Make you, small son, a good Christian. Oh Jesus, here I am, my knees on the floor, to say thank you, my Lord, for the lights that come through this door. Your love is the key to change the entire world. Using these chains wisely, we will live in peace and harmony. Now I understand, helping others is helping myself. Your words now are so crystal clear. Your teachings have no frontiers. To see all these transformations, we just have to put love in action. Helping myself. Your words now are so crystal clear. transformations. We just have to put love in action. Crystal eyes, colors of the sky, gray bushy beard, Santa's look alike. Shine on your brothers on there, suffering, living joy, or in pain. Crystal eyes, colors of the sky, gray bushy beard, Santa look alike. Shine on your brothers on there, suffering, living joy, or in pain. Bezerra de Menezes, Apostle of the good, receive our prayers and also our heart. Bezerra de Menezes, Apostle of the light, place our pain at the feet of Jesus Christ.
Sometimes it's not so easy. Sometimes it's not so close. Sometimes we build our dreams, but then we see them decompose. When you feel down the dumps, feeling sad and blue, give life a chance, my friend, the sun will shine again on you. Believe you can come through. The rainy days are true. Have little faith in you. Maybe tomorrow you can dream all your dreams again. Though some sorrow remains, it doesn't mean the end. Believe you can come through. The rainy days are true. Sometimes okay to feel blue. Have little faith in you. Dream all the dreams again. Though some story remains. Your dreams can get you through. Have little faith in you.
When I go in to pray, I look for my good Jesus. And when I close my eyes, I can feel all His light. I open my heart for all He has to say. He shows me the best way I can enjoy my life. Jesus, Jesus, they never we apart. Please bring all your light to shine inside my heart. Jesus, Jesus, I can be content. I have your endless love and your protecting hand.
Quand la nuit tombait à Capharnaüm, la maison de pierre si simple, un foyer commun, s'emplissait de paix dans son cœur chacun, recueillait les paroles de lumière du Maître divin. Il me plaît de rêver, de me trouver aussi aux côtés de Jean, Simon, Jacques, André et Lévi, de planter dans nos âmes la sémence de la foi. La sémence que Jésus nous donne et qu'un jour poussera. Et je m'imagine enfant à cet endroit-là, peut-être Jésus m'inviterait à sortir un soir dans les jardins de chez Pierre. J'entendrai sa voix à dire tu sens cette brise, la lune, tu la vois. Il faut repartir tout comme elle, puisque telle est la loi. Et pendant ta prière en famille, tous les jours on se reverra. Et je m'imagine enfant à cet endroit-là, peut-être Jésus m'inviterait à sortir un soir dans les jardins de chez Pierre. J'entendrai sa voix à dire tu sens cette brise, la lune, tu la vois. Il faut repartir tout comme elle, puisque telle est la loi. Et pendant ta prière en famille, tous les jours on se reverra. Et pendant ta prière en famille, tous les jours on se reverra.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our public meeting. We thank everyone for joining us tonight. Before we start, we would like to share a couple of announcements. We ask you to turn off your phone notifications and find a quiet place during this time if possible. Our meeting will have a 30 minutes presentation followed by Q&A. Then, after the presentation, we will have a spiritual treatment with passes and magnetized water. So we invite you to set aside a container with water to be magnetized. We would like to announce that our public meeting is being retransmitted today by Continental Concampers Americas through their Facebook and will also be retransmitted every Wednesday at 8 p.m. by Kardec Radio through their Facebook and YouTube. For those who want to learn more about Spiritism, Get to Know to Spiritism is a free and online course that happens every Saturday at 5:15 p.m. East. New class will be starting on fall. More information will be given soon, so stay tuned. We offer virtual live gospel at home. Did you know that? The Gospel at Home is an effective support for you and your family's spiritual harmony. We will motivate and guide you in establishing and maintaining the Gospel at Home study meetings. By posting in the chat, you can request it. Please let us know. You are welcome to include your or someone else's name on the list of positive vibration, incarnate or discarnate. The person you indicate will be assisted by good spirits to provide healing energy and strength, goodwill. Please find the link in our chat. We also would like to let you know about the coming Alta de Souza fraternal meeting on 20th and 21st of May in Winnipeg. The main topic is Charity the Way, and the other topics include Spiritism Center, Family, Vices, and Depression, and the practice of the Alta de Souza Fraternal Campaign. More information and links for registration will be posted soon. The topic of today's special meeting is the Spiritist book, Overview of Organization and Methodology, Part 2, which will be facilitated by our brother Rod from Ottawa, Canada. Everyone is welcome to write comments and questions in the chat, and we will address the questions at the end of the talk. And now, we invite our tonight's speaker. Welcome, Rod.
Hello, Marceline.
How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. How about you?
I'm very good, thank you. I'm very happy to have you here.
Oh, I can say the same. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, and we invite you to do our opening prayer as well, okay?
Thank you very much.
I'll see you later. Bye-bye.
See you. Okay, let's close our eyes and elevate our thoughts to the Most High. Thank you, God, for this opportunity of being here tonight, where we can share knowledge about Allan Kardec, his teachings, his study, his work through the Spiritist teachings, and his in the book that come from his work as a codifier from the Spirituals. We may be inspired to embody the spirit of charity, extending a helping hand to those in need and showing compassion to all beings. May we be guided by the principles of love and unity and work together to create a world of peace and harmony as the work of Allan Kardec was in direction of. We thank you again for all this work and for the opportunity that you offer us to be here tonight. And we ask you to stay with us today and always. So be it. Okay, I want to start wishing you all a great night. And again, as Marcela mentioned, I'm here tonight to continue my talking about the Spiritist book. And we cover already some topics, the general didactic structure, the introduction, prolegomena, the first causes, second part, third part. And now I will continue with the third part, going for the fourth part, the conclusion, and the Spiritist book, and the general topic that it speaks. I'm just bringing back the information about the combination of science, philosophy, and religion, knowing the Spiritist movement is based on the idea that science, philosophy, and religion are complementary fields of knowledge that can be integrated to provide more comprehensive understanding of the nature of reality and the human experience. We also know everything starts from God's creation, but the combination of science, who plays an important role in spiritualism, as it emphasized the importance of empirical observation, experimentation, and analysis in the study of spiritual phenomena. The spiritualist approach of science is based on the idea that all phenomena, both physical and spiritual, can be studied and understood through this scientific investigation. This is also why we have Allan Kardec, a person of science who received the mission of bring to light the spiritual knowledge as a codifier. But philosophy is also essential to Spiritism, as it provides the framework for understanding the deeper meaning and significance of spiritual phenomena. Spiritualist philosophy emphasizes the importance of reason and critical thinking in the search of truth and encourages individuals to develop a comprehensive understanding of natural reality. But of course, all goes up for the understanding of God, oneself, and others, and that build a relationship with this three parts that can lead us to God itself again, getting close to understand about this supreme intelligence. This is it's why religion is so essential component of spiritism, as it provides a framework from understanding the spiritual dimensions of life for cultivating a personal relationship with the divine. Spiritist religion emphasizes the importance of moral and ethical values such as love, compassion, and charity, and it encourages individuals to cultivate a deep sense of spiritual awareness and connection. And all that knowledge have a later development under the Gospel according to Spiritism book. And this is an amazing book that presents a comprehensive and profound spiritual philosophy who offers us a new perspective of many of life's fundamental questions, such as the purpose of existence, the nature of God, and the meaning of suffering. We basically have, with the Gospel according to Spiritism book, a practical guidance for personal growth and moral development, emphasizing the importance of virtues such as love, charity, and forgiveness. As I presented the last Tuesday through the first part of this talk, The gospel according to Spiritism, it's under the laws, the moral laws from the Spiritist book. And this is why this book offers a unique perspective on the teachings of Jesus, interpreting them in light of Spiritist teachings and providing new insights into their meaning and significance. It's a seminal text in the Spiritist movement. This book is considered to be one of the key texts of the Spiritist movement and has been influential into the development of Spiritism as a spiritual and social movement. It's very important. It's one of the bases of this process of building the knowledge through the Spiritist teachings. I include all the chapters here. I'm not go over all of them because only that part could be a full presentation itself. But I'd like to comment about some of them. For example, chapter 1, when we have a quote from Jesus say, "I have not come to destroy the law," when also a parallel of the Spiritism itself, which didn't came to destroy the law, not the laws from Moses and on the first revelation, not from Jesus itself on the second, but being a third revelation which can explain better the law itself and the relationship with the divine. The chapter 4, "No one can see the kingdom of God unless he is born again," who brings us the necessity of reincarnation. Chapter 11, "Love one's neighbor as oneself," inspire us to understand each other and building that relationship with others as a part of the evolving process that we need to go from creation as a simple and ignorant spirit to getting close to angels in the concept of perfection. Chapter 13, "Do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing." It's a very important aspect of charity and being respectful to the other's need without promoting it only to promote ourselves. And I can say one of the main contributions of this great book, it's the explanation of the spiritual dimensions of life and afterlife. And it provides insights into the workings of the spiritual world, the laws of cause and effect, and the role of reincarnation in our spiritual evolution. The chapter 15, "Without charity there is no salvation," it's very important because emphasize there is no label, there is no necessary label in one or another religion, as long we do our work into charity, providing the need that people really is looking for, and also open our hearts to contribute to other people's life. That is the process of evolution, quoting here as a salvation. There is on the chapter 15 many insights through the perfection that we can reach. Chapter 19 talks about faith and how that faith can change ourselves in the world itself. Chapter 23 bring to light some teachings from Jesus that on that time could look strange, but now under the lights of the spiritual beings can be easily explained, and then we can solve some problems that we are not capable by ourselves as incarnate beings to understand. And finally, I'm talking here about chapter 22nd. ask and you shall receive, which give us a strong understanding about the prayer. And this book is really important because at the end, in the last chapter, he brought us a collection of Spiritist prayers, which are very helpful for us understand how can we put in practice the prayer, being the prayer one of the most powerful acting that we can do for ourselves, for others, being then in the material world or in the spiritual world. Then we have this quote, question 617 from the Spiritist book, saying, scientists study the laws of matter, whereas moral individuals study the practice of the laws of the soul. We know that it's very important to understand the laws of matter. We have science for that, and every day a new knowledge can be found, developed, and that's all part of understanding the world itself. On the other hand, moral individuals are focused on the study and practice of the law of the soul, the ethical and spiritual principles that guide human behavior and interactions. And this includes virtues such as compassion, kindness, honesty, and humility, as well as the cultivation of inner qualities such as mindfulness, meditation, and self reflection. While both areas of study are very important in their own way, this statement suggests that moral individuals are focused on their development and of their life, right? The material life and the cultivation of virtuous character, where scientists are more focused on the external world and the laws of governance. We can understand the highlights of the importance of balance, both sides, the physical material world and the spiritual moral dimension of life. By cultivating both aspects of ourselves, we can develop understanding of both world around us and our place in it, while also living a more meaningful and fulfilling life, right? Because we need to, as we already know, both sides are connected to God, are part of it. There's no separation in both aspects. They are coming and going from the same place. And this is why it's so important for us to understand both sides of it. Then we go through the fourth part of the book. And the fourth part presents the good and or bad consequence of actions of the spirits when they follow or do not follow the moral laws of and pedagogical. It means on this part we can understand the results of our acting. And this is great because we can anticipate. Reading about the answers provided by the spirits on that part in particular, we can do a parallel with our life and see if you are moving through a better consequence or a bad consequences. And you have this quote from the spirits of St. Louis on question 1019 saying, all of you, men and women, of faith and goodwill, work therefore with zeal and courage for the great work of regeneration. For you will reap an hundredfold the grain of wheat that you have sowed. Here, the spirit of St. Louis is giving us the idea about consequences. We will get that back whatever we sow, right? Consequences in the material world, in the spiritual world, analysis of post-mortem theories from a spiritual perspective. The goal of this part of the book, where includes the conclusion, is discuss the future of spiritism and its role in the future of humanity. Stood need for serious judgment, materialism and its consequences, the material and social progress of humanity, spiritism, its purpose and its power of the moral progress of humanity, different types of spiritists and opponents, spiritism and the morality of Christ, and the progress of spiritism into the future. On this part, we have a full understanding of the path of spiritism as a path of moral transformation of humanity. And the later development of that part of the book is the book Heaven and Hell. And this, it's a really, as I said, it's a really great book to see the consequences. And we have that a spiritist view on the afterlife, exploring the concepts of heaven, hell, and purgatory in light of the Spiritist teachings. The afterlife is not, under this knowledge, is not a binary state of either heaven or hell, but rather a multidimensional realm that reflects the spiritual evolution of each individual. Meaning, we can feel after our incarnated life as a result, as a consequence of our acting, being in heaven, being in hell, or experience the feelings of a purgatory, depends on our conscience. Those results reflect the spiritual evolution of each individual. And on the book Heaven and Hell, we have the explanation to deal after death and in our state of consciousness that correspond to their level of spiritual development, meaning we will understand more as long we have a better results by acting right here in our incarnate life. And then we have a good cultivation, right? As St. Louis taught us, that the results that we will solve is connected to that we are planting, right? We are planting today good acting, being charitable, trying to understand each other, love each other, then we can have that result as experience being in heaven, for example. Those who have developed their spiritual qualities such as love, compassion, selfishness, they will experience that transformation. And then we have another aggregation, let's say this way, with the information about what is spiritism, and through Allan Kardec writings that serve as an introduction to the philosophy of spiritism. And on this book, we have information that presents a series of questions and answers that cover the basic principles of spiritism, including its origins, the nature of spiritual world, the process of reincarnation, and the purpose of life. And here you can see the combination of both knowledges, because Heaven and Hell, it's a book that gives us the opportunity of understand the results that we will face. And here on the what is spiritism, we can understand broadly this philosophy and the moral principles of that. We have the beginning at the end of this group of information, and it's also part of the discussion as it is on heaven and hell, on this book, The Importance of Morality and Personal Responsibility, where Kardec emphasized to all individuals that we have free will and responsibility of our acting, right? And this book, through a very simple process of questions and answers about when Kardec have the explanation to introduce the fundamental principle of spiritism, we understand the importance of our spiritual growth and the beliefs connect to the afterlife, and how can we change that afterlife through our present life. And then we come back to heaven and hell because we have that result here, right? And also, we have the book Posthumous Works. It's a collection of writings by Allan Kardec also. And the book includes the several texts were published after Kardec's death, offering insights into his beliefs and philosophy. This book was published in 1890 and is divided by sections, right? And the first section is the book includes a series of essays on various topics related to spiritism, include the principles of reincarnation, the nature of spiritual worlds, and where we have Kardec discussing the importance of morality, the role of spirits in guiding human beings towards the spiritual growth. The second part of the book includes transcripts and conversations that Kardec had with spirits through the mediums, and under a wide variety of topics, such as the nature of the universe, purpose of life, and the afterlife. In the final section of the book, it's letters written by Kardec to his followers, including guidance and advice on how to practice spiritism in everyday life. This book is important because it's a complementary book to the other ones and provides a deep understanding under the Kardec beliefs and the principles of the Spiritism. I like to bring here a very important part of this book on the item 12 of the third part, saying one Kardec saying this: a man has a guide in the search for the unknowing, the attributes of God. And this is very interesting because Kardec is saying here that every knowledge that we develop, there is a way to understand if that knowledge is true or false. And he is saying, in search of mysteries, which we are allowed to probe by reasoning, there is a sure criterion, an infallible guide. It is the attributes of God. Since it's admitted that God must be eternal, unchangeable, immaterial, unique, omnipotent, sovereignly just and good, which is infinity in its perfection, every doctrine or theory, scientific or religious, which tended to take away a part of it for a single one of its attributes would necessarily be false, since it will tend to deny the divinity itself. Kardec is saying we can test every new human discovery or concept using the attributes of God to prove it's false or couldn't be true. We can test it. For example, the doctrine of eternal punishment. When we got that, who give us the knowledge of saying we'll be punished by eternity for our mistakes in this life, we can see any crime that we commit. Let's say we take 100 years as a punishment. Okay, you may think that's feasible. Maybe 1 million years or 100 million years. And you think, oh, that's too much. How about eternity? A crime that we commit here will be punished by God eternal. That can be proved or not when we compare the attributes. For example, sovereignly just and good, which is infinity in its perfections. Well, if if God is just and good as a point of infinity, the doctrine of eternal punish could not be real, because there is no meaning, right? God will give us a possibility of changing ourselves. And that's not consistent with the principles of Spiritism, because the Spiritists emphasize the importance of personal responsibility, moral growth, and spiritual progress. It encourages individuals to learn from their mistakes and strive towards spiritual enlightenment. So, under the lens of Kardec's teachings, to use the attributes of gods, the eternal punishment is not a fit for that, right? Same thing for only one life. If you just have one life, and we are seeing people living one life with all healthy and quality for 100 years, and another person living a few minutes and discarnating, or 50 years of poverty, of sadness, in a place where there is no resources at all. And we come back to the justice and the goodness of God, that could not be as well. This is why the reincarnation concept is it's true, because it's combined with God's attributes. And in the idea of reincarnation, it's also supported by empirical evidence, such as cases of past life memories and experiences, which have been documented by researchers in the field of psychology, parapsychology. And this concept provides a framework for understanding the nature of personal responsibility, because every life will provide us opportunity of development. And also, it's based on the principle of the soul is immortal and continues to evolve through the series of physical incarnation. And it's also connected with God's justice and perfection. This is why, knowing these attributes, I invite you to try and test different concepts and see if they can match, and see if they make sense with this information from Kardec. Under the chapter of conclusion, we have St. Augustine saying, Spiritism is the bond that will someday unite them, for it will show them where the truth is and where the error lies. This knowledge from the spirits will unite humanity. It's why we know, like, the Spiritist book speaks on its first part about the existence of God. And this can strengthen our faith, because what was or still for some people that is not feasible, or they don't really understand the nature of God. With the information from the spirits, we can really understand that, and that encompass makes stronger our faith. Then we know we are not God. We are spirit beings that can evolve. But knowing we are not God, we can have humility. We understand our whole in this world. We also know we are not matter, and that gives us hope, because we are more than that. In the second part, we understand our immortality as a spirit, and that gives us courage to face our vices, to face our difficulties, because also it's a very important point of transformation, because on this point we know uh, everything that we are building today will follow later, right? That is important because we can change now and we will experience a good result later. We are all created equal, and these as a spiritual beings, simple and ignorant, and we are in different process uh, of transformation, experience different lives in different places that give us fraternity. We have several opportunities to learn, and this is also give us gratitude. Those I love remain with me. The death is just a temporary condition, just a temporary separation as someone goes for a different country. And this is the end of loneliness, because we can have hope. We can continue, right? In the third part, we understand God hears. God hears me. And that is the love itself. We are being heard from God directly and through all the spirits that are close to us. My neighbor is with me on the way, and that is charity. And also knows that charity is the path of transformation. And the fourth part, I make my future, and that gives me freedom, but also responsibility. And we have a quote saying, to all the disinherited on earth, to all those who walk or who fall, wearing the dust of the path with their tears, we say, read the Spiritist book, it will make you stronger. To the happy ones, to those who do not find on their path anything but the acclamations of the crown or the smiles of fortune, we will say, study it, it will make you better. This is a quote from the Paris Courier on June 11 of 1857. This article is signed by Mr. G. du Chailloux, and here he shows both sides. Happy people or sad people will get benefit from this book. And I like to comment. I would just great. I'm just telling a story here, and this story is about an angel who came to Earth and decided to open a business, right? Open a retail where he starts selling, like patience, faith, gratitude, and all the moral virtues was available for people to buy it. And then it was a great success. All people get the information about that new retailer there, right, in the city, and fast go there to start purchasing those gifts from the angel. And absolutely, the angel starts selling it in small boxes. And then when people open it, they got a little bit frustrated because on inside of the box there were just seeds, right? And then the angel explained all those virtues need to be planted and then take care with all love, and that can grow. And I like this story because all moral virtues that we need to develop is like small seeds that we need to plant, and we will need to take care of that, right? Every day, as a gardener, take care of the small plant because otherwise we'll lose it. But it's also compared to these books, and absolutely the Spiritist book as the main part of it. But all those books, they can be seen as a tree who is giving us seeds that we can plant in our life, and those seeds will grow as an opportunity of transformation of ourselves first, then our house, our family, as long as we share that knowledge with them, and later the community until the entire world. So we need to plant those seeds in our life today. We may not see the results tomorrow, but they are coming, right? And to finalize, I'd like to thank you for joining me today to discuss Allan Kardec's book, uh, the Spiritist book, who was organized by Kardec. This book is an essential text in the Spiritist movement, as we know, and has had a profound impact of many individuals who have been drawn to its teachings. This book provides, as we saw, a comprehensive exploration of the principles of Spiritism, including the nature of the spiritual world, the process of reincarnation, and the importance of moral and spiritual growth. The book offers this unique perspective on life and death and give us courage to think deeply about the purpose of our existence. This is why I like to finish my talking today, invite you to read this book. And it's not a book that you will finish and be done. It's an opportunity to come back many times as the knowledge will change you as a seed that grows inside, but also every new time that you spend reading it, you will be a different person. And then you will change yourself a lot in this process. So it was a pleasure to talk about this book, and I hope you have enjoyed it. And I'm really happy to answer any question that you may have.
Hi, Rod. Thank you so much for your presentation and reflections on this lesson.
Thank you.
It was really great to learning a little bit more about the first book that Allan Kardec wrote it, right?
Exactly. Yes.
So we do have two questions.
Okay.
One is for me.
Okay. Great.
Yeah, I was wondering if do you recommend reading the Spiritist book to someone who is new to Spiritism?
Yeah, I recommend this book to everyone, right? And they can transform the perspective of someone. And again, The good thing about spiritism is the lack of labels. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone from any religion or even without religion
Mm-hmm.
can benefit from those knowledges. And yes, I recommend to anyone start reading it, and every new chapter, every new question and answer will be a little of transformation in their lives for sure.
Mm-hmm. And there are lots of questions and answers for, I think, everything.
Every aspect of life,
Yeah, if we have a doubt in something, just go there and you're gonna find something to feel, right?
exactly.
The eager to know. Okay, and we have another question. It's an interesting question from Publio.
Okay, great.
We can learn a lot reading Spiritist book, but is there any group of that study Spiritism like a school classes? Where? Can you answer that?
Great question, Pablo. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we can learn a lot reading, and this is always part of Spiritism knowledge, right? But absolutely, we can learn even in a better way if we are together discussion about all those topics. And we have a course uh, called Get to Know Spiritism, which is provided by the Spiritist Canada group,
Mm-hmm.
and we have classes every Saturday about great topics like reincarnation, this the words that the spiritual lives in, and discarnation. It's the importance of prayer, etc. And we have a new group starting soon on fall. And the good news is that the course is live, it's online, and is totally free. You just need to be there, register, and you will have opportunity to learn, exchange ideas, and be part of this.
Oh, that's great. I think every time that we start a new class, it's always so good, right? Because new
Yeah,
people and some people are in the spiritism for uh, a time like not longer, but some of them it's been a lot for a long time. But there is always something new to learn, right?
exactly. That's absolutely true. And that idea about planting seeds, right? Every new one who comes is a part of that transformation that spirits taught us, right? That will gonna happen with the spiritual knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
And every time we revisit that book or any book from Kardec, it's it's a new information,
Yeah,
right?
it's
And that,
true.
yeah,
Hmm. Okay, thank you so much once
welcome.
again. Have a good night.
It's just
Thank you. So now we will move to the preparation for our tonight's spiritual treatment. PAS is the transfusion of spiritual energy with the goal of assisting with our physical, emotional, and mental balance. PASs help us to restore a state of harmony and peace by replacing negative energy with healthy and positive energy. In order to receive the best benefits from passes, please follow the audio instruction or remain in prayer. You may close your eyes to help with mentalization. During the pass, the water set aside will also absorb the spiritual energy that your family and you can benefit from. We will now make a prayer in preparation for the pass, which will be our closing prayer as well. Okay, so I invite everyone to close our eyes. Dear Lord, we thank you for this blessed night and for everything we learned during the tonight's talk. May we can always seek the truth of your teachings in the books dictated to Allan Kardec, who revealed Spiritism to us. We ask you and the good spirits to bless us during this treatment and that we finish it better than when we started. Please bless our week, our family, friends, and all the people who are suffering all over the world. May your peace and love reach them all. Once again, we thank you everything you have done for us, and please stay with us today and always. So be it.
Let us now prepare ourselves for the moment of the passes and the magnetization of water. Let's now calm our hearts, breathing in and out. Pay attention to your body. Focus on your breath and let yourself be carried by this energy. Let your thoughts pass by without judging them. Let them flow. Allow this light to be the beacon that guides you, and allow these words to penetrate your energy. Make each word an anchor of gratitude, faith, and trust. With the purpose of healing, which takes away my faith, healing every feeling of separation, of pain, let it all dissolve in this moment, leaving only love, gratitude, and trust. We ask God for the presence of our guardian angel and the friendly spirits who welcome us into this enlightened environment of our Spiritist Center. We open our plexus of love and forgiveness by mentalizing a light surrounding our hearts. Find a quiet and comfortable place to begin the mentalization process. Remove all worries from your thoughts. We ask that during the pass you breathe slowly and deeply. Let your body relax and surrender yourself to a deep meditation. Calmly imagine divine energies in soft and colorful light surrounding you in an environment of peace and spiritual warmth. Entrusting God with your most intimate desires, raise your thoughts to Jesus and the emissaries of the spiritual environment. The path begins with the cleansing of your soul. Imagine a waterfall of crystal clear water pouring over us, removing all the feelings that keep you away from faith and trust. Feel the energy of this water bathing you and deeply breathe in, feeling peace and harmony. Allow this water to wash away all the impurities and spiritual larvae, washing away all the sorrows and resentments, any feelings of hatred and revenge that hold us back and cause us harm, not only from this life, but past ones as well. Now visualize spiritual doctors around you, applying magnetic cleansing passes, sanitizing your spiritual body of all sadness and negative energy. Mentalize these negative thoughts and feelings being washed away, evaporating from your soul, like water evaporating into thin air, and being carried far away from your mind. Surround yourself with the faith that bathes your being, bringing clarity and lucidity, rebalancing every cell in your body. May the water envelop all pain and bring the clarity of opportunity that chooses peace. The answer arises in our hearts, freeing us from all evil and freeing all whom we have caused evil into and who have caused us evil, washing away all the connections that bind us. Even though we may not understand, we are freeing ourselves from all that causes us harm. Feel this cleansing penetrate your soul and release. Now that we are spiritually cleansed, imagine yourself surrounded by the light of love from the hands of Jesus. At this moment, sing words of faith and gratitude, being faithful to the light that exists in me, planted by the zealous Father. Imagine the sunlight that surrounds and enraptures, freeing us from the chains of everything that holds us down, strengthening your faith. Allow yourself to trust in this light, surrender to it, involved in pleasant feelings and feeling relieved to receive the strengthening lights. Mentalize your spiritual mentors now applying divine light for the strengthening of your mind and your emotions, leaving you feeling emotionally revitalized. Let us now mentalize the magnetization of this water. May we mentalize all the friendly spirits, magnetizing this water and filling it with everything that our bodies, minds, and soul need, so that it may be of help to us when we drink it after the Pass. Thank you, God.
Thank you for joining us tonight. We will be back next Tuesday here on Spiritism Canada and Continental Conquerors Americas at 8:30 p.m. East, and next Wednesday on Kardec Radio at 8 p.m. East. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube from the Spiritism Canada and the Spiritist Group Path of the Light. Have a good night.
Wherever you are, glowing seeds of love, as our Master Jesus taught. You will see that behind every sight there's a flame shining bright, tiny spark created by God. I will follow your path, Father, 'cause nobody's alone in life, and the scars of my destiny will be healed by your love. Disseminate wherever you are, glowing seeds of love, as our Master Jesus taught.